Atlas is having some crazy sales. Devolver Digital is having some crazy sales. There's a ton of different sales going on right now, and hopefully I have a few hidden gems you guys haven't heard of, or maybe haven't played yet. But I am going to ask you guys to stay to the end of the video because I have a question. I need your guys' help with something. Although that can wait till later, let's get into these sales. First off, I have to say that this game that I'm going to talk about right now is not on sale, but it is $7.99, so a lot of people would probably consider that to be a sale. But I got it for like $2.99, and I have to say that the sale just ended, and whatever. I want to talk about it though because I want you to not make the same mistake I did. Purchase it. No, I want to say that, right? I want to say, don't buy this game. It's not worth it. But gosh darn it, is it funny. I mean, it's really funny. I was in bed, my wife, my daughter, they're both sleeping soundly, and I'm trying to play this game. This game is called Drunken Fist, and like I said, I got it on sale, and I'm sitting there playing it, and it's one of those, they use like a physics engine, but your guy is drunk, and I have to say, the main character just looks hilarious. He looks like one of those people that you would see drunk, and you get these real basic messages, like, go beat up 8 jocks. So you go, your dude is like halfway falling over, you know, you're punching at the air half the time. He's really hard to control, but it's also really funny because you just see this world of these drunken idiots trying to fight each other. And I have to say, do you remember when you were in school and your friends would be joking and the teacher would be looking at you, you'd be trying not to laugh and you'd be holding your breath almost, just like about to burst? I had that same experience. As I said, my daughter, my wife, sleeping in bed, and I didn't want to disturb them, but there is part of this game, you know, in between fights where your character has to pee. And when you slightly walk through that area of pee, he slips and falls in it, and my God. It's crude, I get it, but it's still hilarious. But I'll let you make the decision on if that's worth your money to watch a character fall through his own pee and to basically randomly fall over while you're trying to fight. The game is about impossible to beat in anything like that, but it's still funny, although I would recommend not wasting your money on it. While I'm talking about games that you shouldn't waste your money on, let's talk about Rescue Team 911 Simulator. Don't buy this. Why do I go for these simulator games? I'll tell you why. Because sometimes they're good. Like the house flipping simulator game, that was really good. I've even heard the forklift simulator is decently fun. But so many of these games like Power Wash Simulator and now this one, they're just bad. I mean, it's worse than like an old PC game. For one, you don't really do anything. It's just, you know, very simple, basic commands. And you would think that, yes, this game being $1.99, but it is typically $11.99, you're going to have to play as a firefighter, a cop, a paramedic. How difficult, how complex can this game really be for that price? But it's even worse than that because controls are awful, the graphics are awful, the models look, well, horrible, and you'll just have like these cut to images, like they don't even want to do the animations. You know, nevertheless, when you arrest someone as a cop, they follow you, and then all of a sudden you just get to this area and oh, mission complete. Like, it is bad. Don't waste your money on this one. It's not even worth it for the laughs or anything. It sucks, honestly. One of my favorite video game companies is having a sale right now, Devolver Digital, and they have a ton of amazing games. Like, honestly, I can't think of a bad one. Almost all of them are really good, and so I couldn't even compile a list of ones that I would say you should choose over others, but I will say on the eShop it's really easy to find their sale. But I do want to talk about one specifically, and this is one that I think may be easy to overlook just because it looks really basic and looks kind of kiddie or simple. And this game is called Pico Nico. This is a game that is typically $12.99 and right now it is $3.24. I'll just read a little bit of the blurb so it'll help you guys understand what this game's about. So you have to help peculiar characters overcome struggles, uncover a deep state conspiracy, and start a fun little revolution in this delightful dystopian adventure. Yeah, essentially you play a character who everyone thinks is a monster at first, and you learn that all of these little villages and all these little towns, they're selling their main assets for money. But there's no reason for the money because there's nothing to buy. Because money is essentially useless when the most important resources are being all bought up by this big corporation. And even then, as time goes on, the corporation gives them less money. But that's not even the problem because, as I said, it's not like they're just buying all of their important resources. They're buying all of everybody's important resources. So one person from a village can't go buy from another village because they don't have anything either. And so currency is essentially worthless. It's a really interesting game that is a lot more intelligent than what it comes off. As you look at it and you're like, this just looks like a little kid game, but there's a lot to it and it's really good. And I think it really showcases Devolver Digital in many ways as, yes, it's not Cult of the Lamb or Katana Zero or something like that, but they take this unassuming game and make it very thought-provoking and interesting. So I really like it. You should definitely check it out. Another really good sale right now is happening on a game called 13 Sentinels. Now, this game is typically $59.99 and right now it is $17.99. Yeah, below $20. This is 70% off. This is one of those big JRPGs. It does have a lot more dialogue than I think a lot of people are comfortable with, but it's really worth it. And when there is action, it's a lot of fun. Now, if I'm honest, I don't have a lot of experience in this, but my friend Trotty absolutely loved this game. So trust him, he knows what he's talking about, especially when it comes to RPGs. I just haven't had a chance to get it, but honestly, I already bought it because they're, again, sub $20 for a typical full price game. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that every time. And especially because this game doesn't go on sale very often, it seems to be one of those that a lot of people really like. When you look at the Metacritic score and other reviews, it scores really well. And I think a lot of people who play it really like it. It takes 13 different stories and kind of intertwines them. Again, I've never played it, so I can't say for sure, but I trust my boy Trotty, and if he says it's good, it's definitely good. Now, as I said in the intro, Atlas is having a sale, so basically all of the Persona games are on sale. Like Persona 5 Royale is one of my favorite games of all time, and right now it's 40% off, so you can get it for about $34.99, and that would be a good way to jump in on this series, since we do have Persona 5 Tactica coming out, and there is already Persona 5 Strikers. But for me, I think I would go with Persona 4 Golden. I've reviewed this game, talked about how much I love it, and for $13.99 on sale right now, that is well worth it. Or you can actually buy the combo, both Persona 3 and Persona 4 Golden, for $26.99, which I really wish this sale was going on when I bought Persona 4 Golden, because I spent like $22 on that game, and I still feel like I got a good deal on it. But yeah, $4 more and I could have had Persona 3 as well. Wow. Now, another game that is kind of in that high price range, but it is so worth it, is No Man's Sky. That game right now is $29.99, and it's half price from $59.99. Now, this is a game I've been playing on and off for a while now, just kind of slowly getting into it or in between reviews, and I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed by it. It looks good, it performs well. It's one of those like impossible ports that I think they just did an amazing job with. Plus, I believe that there is a new update, and that's part of the reason why they lowered the price, which is going to add a whole bunch more to an already content-heavy game. So are you interested in playing Sea of Stars, or have you been hearing a lot about it and yet you just don't really have the money for it, or you don't know if you're really interested in that world? Well, you can play the sequel, The Messenger, which plays nothing like Sea of Stars and plays more like old school Ninja Gaiden. How does it tie into Sea of Stars? I have no idea, and I've played both of them. Still working on Sea of Stars, maybe I'll find out towards the end. But I was really impressed with The Messenger, as I don't typically like these kind of games, and I find them kind of tedious and overly difficult, but I really didn't have that experience with The Messenger. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, it will push you to your limits, but it always seems fair and balanced, kind of like how the news used to be. But I was really impressed with how good this game is, and honestly the price, as right now it is $4.99 down from $19.99. And finally, the last game I want to talk about is kind of a hidden gem, a game I've never played before, but I picked it up because it was $2.99 and it's typically $14.99. It's called The Last Campfire. It's not nearly as hectic or crazy as, well, The Messenger or something like that. In fact, it seems almost like a cozy game, but the point of the game is actually to help lost souls pass on to the other side. And to return the lost light to these beings, or their soul if you will, you have to solve different puzzles that go from pretty easy to incredibly difficult. There was one that had me held up for a while. And when it comes to puzzle games, I can be really picky because a lot of them just have you solving basic puzzles, get some sort of treasure, reward, and it just doesn't feel satisfying to me. And that's one thing I really liked about this game, is the world building, the storytelling, the narrative of the situation of helping lost souls while you yourself might also be on your way to the other side. It's a very intriguing game, and graphically, it is incredibly detailed. I just love the aesthetics mechanics of this game. It comes in at about 4 or 5 hours, I think, to beat the game, but it's well worth it, and it's a fun little adventure, especially for $2.99. And that pretty much wraps up all the different sales I have going on this week, but I did want to ask you guys for a little bit of help. So I've been holding off on doing sale videos for a couple weeks now because I just feel like JP does it so well. And a lot of you probably are in the same community, and so you watch JP's videos, so what's the point of like watching my videos where we cover the same games basically? And he does it, like I said, so well. He was the original one. I'm not going to take from that. But I've been looking for a way to kind of expand on how to still do some sale videos without doing it the way he does, or even, you know, showcasing some of the same games. And if I'm honest, when I look at it analytically, my sale videos pretty much do better than most of my other videos. And it's like my dad used to say, when somebody tells you they want a cup of coffee, don't try to convince them to take a sandwich. I've been thinking though, what would be the best way to do the sale videos? Should I maybe just do one game, review one game that I pick that's on sale so you guys can check it out? Or maybe do a spending limit. Hey, we're only going to spend $10 in this video. Or only do really cheap games, like the cheapest of the cheap. Yeah, I don't know. I've been going back and forth on how to handle this, so I just kind of want your guys' input. What would be fun? What would you like to do? You think of some interactive ways that we can, do these sale videos? That would be really fun. Anything and everything, honestly, would be really appreciated. And if you stay to the end, I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I love each and every one of you. Hope you have a great weekend. Look forward to the Sea of Stars review that is coming out next. Take care, everyone. Love y'all. Bye-bye.